Some accomplishments don't just change your future. They quietly expose everything that was missing in your past. My name is Olivia Bennett, and for most of my life, I was the daughter who didn't need much. At least, that's how my family saw it. My father would proudly tell people he had raised strong girls. What he really meant was that my older sister Jessica had his pride, and I had his convenience. I learned early how to take up less space, how to fix things quietly, how to succeed without making noise. Because in my house, needing attention was treated like a weakness, and being low maintenance was mistaken for strength. So I became useful instead of loud. I didn't fall in love with technology because I wanted praise. I fell in love with it because systems never lied to me the way people did. A warning light either turned on or it didn't. Data didn't pretend to care about you at dinner and then vanish when you needed it most. After college, I joined the Chicago Climate Response Lab. Our job was to build better early warning systems for communities facing tornadoes, flash floods, extreme heat, and violent storms. My role was to design the prediction engine, the brain that took radar data, river levels, traffic patterns, 911 calls, and local infrastructure, then turned all that chaos into warnings people could actually use. The early versions were terrible. The system crashed at critical moments. It flagged safe roads as flooded and missed quiet dangers that later swallowed entire neighborhoods. I spent countless nights staring at glowing maps until the county lines started to blur, eating cold vending machine food, while arguing over milliseconds that could decide whether a school bus made it home or not. Everything changed for me after a devastating flood hit a small town southwest of Joliet. A creek rose faster than anyone expected. A main road closed without proper alerts. A rescue team lost 10 critical minutes rerouting around water that should have been marked. 10 minutes. To someone sitting in a dry office, 10 minutes sounds small. To a mother trapped in a house filling with water, 10 minutes is everything. That night, something shifted inside me. I realized we already had the data. We just weren't connecting it fast enough. And I couldn't let that go. Dr. Maya Whitfield saw my obsession and didn't call it overthinking. She called it responsibility. She pushed me harder. She asked the right questions. And together with our team, we rebuilt the system from the ground up, this time putting local knowledge, human behavior, and real-world usability at the center. Then came the spring storm season that tested everything. Our system flagged a cluster of rural roads that were about to flood, hours before official notices. It recommended repositioning rescue units and sending early alerts to a vulnerable mobile home community. The county listened. Later that night, an exhausted emergency coordinator called our office, his voice cracking with emotion. "Your system gave us 12 minutes. That was enough." 1 to 2 second silence. 12 minutes. Enough time for a parent to wake their child. Enough time for a family to get out. Enough time for someone to live. I wrote those words on a sticky note and kept it under my monitor. For the first time, my work stopped feeling like code and started feeling like a promise. Months later, I received the news I never saw coming. I had been selected for the National Disaster Preparedness Innovation Award. The ceremony would be held at McCormick Place in Chicago, nationally televised, with emergency leaders, researchers, and public officials in attendance. I was allowed to invite 4 guests. At work, my team celebrated like we had won the Super Bowl. Maya hugged me tightly. Marcus, my project manager, couldn't stop grinning. For the first time, I let myself feel proud inside those office walls, because these people understood what it took. But when it came time to tell my family, I was terrified. A week before the ceremony, I finally sent the invitation in the family group chat with the venue, time, and live stream link. I told them I would love for them to come. My father replied first, "We're not wasting our time on some pointless trophy." My mother followed. "Honey, tomorrow is already planned. Family dinner is a better use of our evening." Jessica's reply was the sharpest. "Don't make us feel guilty. Not everything has to be a big dramatic moment." Hold silence 1 to 2 seconds. I stared at their messages for a long time. Then I quietly removed their names from the guest list. On the night of the ceremony, I walked into that ballroom with Maya, Marcus, and 2 emergency coordinators who had actually been there during the hardest moments. The room was filled with people who understood invisible work. Firefighters, dispatchers, scientists, and survivors. When they called my name, the applause felt warm, but heavy. As I stood on stage holding the award, my face appeared on the massive screens above the room. Across town, at my parents' house, my family was having their celebratory dinner for Jessica's big real estate sale. Steaks on the grill, good plates, expensive dessert in the center of the table. Then the TV caught their attention. "National Disaster Preparedness Innovation Award, Olivia Bennett." My mother turned with a serving spoon still in her hand. Jessica stopped mid-sentence. My father froze, staring at the screen as the caption appeared under my face. The room went dead silent. Later, my younger brother Ethan told me what happened. My father went pale, then angry. My mother whispered, "Is that Olivia?" Jessica immediately started Googling my name. That night, after the ceremony, my phone exploded with messages. My father, "Why didn't you tell us it was this big?" My mother, "We had no idea. We're so proud of you." Jessica, "OMG, Liv, you were on national TV. Send pictures so I can post." They weren't congratulating me. They were scrambling to rewrite history. Hold 1 to 2 seconds, I took screenshots of everything. Their dismissive replies the day before, followed by their sudden pride. I saved them, not to expose them publicly, but to protect myself from gaslighting later. When Ethan called and simply said, "I'm sorry, Liv," I knew at least one person saw the truth. The next morning, I sent one final message to the family group chat. I told them they were not allowed to contact my team, give interviews, or rewrite the story. They were not allowed to post old photos pretending they had always supported me. If anyone asked why they weren't at the ceremony, they could tell the truth. I invited them. They chose dinner. My father called me dramatic and disrespectful. My mother said I was being too sensitive. Jessica accused me of humiliating the family. I muted the group chat for a year. In the weeks that followed, the truth spread quietly in our town. People started asking my father why he wasn't there for his own daughter's national award. The shine around his family man and coach image began to fade. I didn't post the screenshots. I didn't start a war. I simply stopped giving them access to my light. The award brought real change, more funding for rural warning systems, more counties adopting the technology, and opportunities to mentor young engineers who were also told their quiet skills didn't matter. But the biggest change happened inside me. I stopped waiting for my father's approval. I stopped believing that love had to be earned through achievement. I stopped letting people who ignored me in private claim me in public. Success didn't heal my childhood, but it taught me something more important. Family is not proven by who shows up after the cameras are on. It is proven by who respects your effort when no one is watching. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to stop saving seats for people who only want the front row, once the world has already stood up and clapped. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is become whole enough that their approval, or lack of it, no longer controls you.